Hey everybody, welcome to my first PC build video. Today we'll be doing a $400 PC setup. This is about the cheapest PC setup you can get, and this will just include all the parts needed to build a PC, a monitor, a mouse, and a keyboard. So let's just get this thing started off with the processor. The processor for this build is a AMD Ryzen 3 3200G. This is a 3rd gen 4-core unlock processor with Radeon Vega graphics. So this has Radeon Vega 8 graphics, so this will be enough to play games like Overwatch, CSGO, stuff like that. And this will be really good graphics, about as good as a GT 1030 for DDR4. And yeah, so we're not gonna have a graphics card in this build, because I mean $300 just for the PC, so that doesn't really leave you that much headroom. It also comes with a very nice cooler. This cooler is the AMD Ray Stealth, and it's fairly good at cooling. This is one of my PC. It will work fine just for using this processor normally, and shouldn't overheat unless you're like doing some major overclocking. Next off, we have the Gigabyte B450 motherboard. This is a B450 motherboard, so this will be plenty good at handling our processor with nice B450 chipset, pretty good VRMs. It has, for I/O, 4 USB 2.0 ports, PS2 keyboard and mouse. Will not be using this for our gaming setup today, though. It has a DVI port, HDMI port. It has 4 USB 3.0 ports, gigabit Ethernet, and 3 different audio ports. It looks pretty nice. Has 4 RAM slots and an AM4 socket, obviously, for our AM4 CPU. And next we have an 8 GB DDR4, 2666 MHz, 90cc RAM. This will work with our motherboard and will work very well with Ryzen, because it has 2666 MHz. You can get ones with heat spreaders for this price, but it would be like 2400 MHz or something, and we want the maximum performance for our Ryzen. It will perform just as good as all the other ones with heat spreaders and stuff. It's just a cheaper price and doesn't look as good. So yeah. Also, you want the 2x4 gigabytes and not the normal 8 gigabytes, because this will allow you to run in dual channel, which will increase your performance very good, especially with the Ryzen Vega 8 graphics. Okay, next off we have the power supply. The power supply was skimped out on, but not in a bad way. This is still a reliable brand and everything, but it's not 80 plus certified. It's only 350 watts. So I would suggest getting a better power supply if you want to upgrade this PC a lot in the future, which you'll definitely be able to do with the B450 motherboard. And yeah, so next off we have the case. The case is a fairly sleek looking case. The main reason I got it though is the price, $33.99. Can't argue with that. It's fairly sleek looking, has decent I/O with 2 USB 2.0 ports, a USB 3.0 port, headphone, microphone. It has all the power and reset switch on it, which you normally expect with the case. This is a fairly good case from Roswell, which is a brand I do trust. It's the brand of case I have on my computer, and yeah, it will work with our motherboard. So next off we have 240 gigabyte SSD from Team Group. This one's a very nice SSD. It's not a particularly nice SSD, but it's from a good brand. So this will really increase your load times in games and in Windows. So you can store a few games on here if you really want. You can go with like a terabyte or 500 gigabyte hard drive for this price, but that will decrease your load time significantly. So next we have our keyboard, which our keyboard is just pretty like generic backlit keyboard. One thing about it though is it has blue switches, so it's mechanical. That means it's not fairly good mechanical switches, but it's mechanical. It's $25 from 1UP, and yeah, has some RGB settings on it too. if you look at right here, here's the RGB settings, and yeah, RGB has mechanical. There's not much more you can hope for a price like $25, and fairly good reviews. And next off, we have the mouse. The mouse is a fairly normal wired gaming mouse, like cheap one you'd find on Amazon. This one I like because the ergonomic feel. You can find other ones that are 5-button mouse on Amazon too, and it seems like it should work pretty good for some light gaming, which is all you're going to be doing with the PC. Like, I mean, you can always go for a better mouse, but it's not the first thing I'd improve out of this setup. And finally, we have this monitor. This monitor isn't quite 1080p, but is 900p, so that makes it brighter than the $750 phone from Apple. So iPhone XR is not as good of a looking screen as this then. So it should work pretty good for all the games we're doing. I mean, realistically, with this with the graphics card we have in this, it shouldn't need much more. It's 75 Hz. So you can also get a better frame rate in with this. And this also has it has two speakers, so yeah, you don't need a headset for this build. It has HDMI, DVI, and VGA, so you can use it with the motherboard here, because this has some HDMI and DVI ports. So you can use one of the two, depending on the cable that comes with this, or you can just use your own cable if you want. So yeah. $65. The total price of this build comes out to $397.32, so just under $400. So yeah, I'll be leaving all the links in the descriptions to everything in this video and the description below, and I'll be leaving a link to a PC build guide so you can build this PC once you buy all the parts. Hope you enjoyed my first ever video, and bye.